Velkommen til Nomi4s. Mit navn er Hans Blok. Nomi4s blev etableret i 2014, da affaldsområderne i Holstebro, Skive, Lemvig og Struer kommuner blev samlet i et fælles affalds- og ressourceselskab. Vores opgave er at give borgerne og virksomheder gode affaldsløsninger, en høj service og konkurrencedygtige priser. Prismæssigt er vi blandt de 10 billigste i Danmark, og det vil vi sammen med vores 80 medarbejdere arbejde hårdt på, også at være i fremtiden. Nomi4s er et innovativt og videnbaseret ressourcecenter. Vi arbejder konstant på at få flest mulige ressourcer ud af vores 250.000 tons affald, vi modtager hvert år. Her har vi taget den nyeste teknologi i brug, blandt andet robotter, til at finsortere vores affald. Et af vores grundlæggende principper i hele vores arbejde, det er bæredygtighed. Der findes utrolig mange ressourcer i vores affald. Derfor er en af vores opgaver at hente de der ressourcer ud af affaldet til genanvendelse og direkte genbrug. Derfor støtter vi blandt andet op om tankegangen om cirkulær økonomi. I princippet kan vi sige, at cirkulær økonomi grundlæggende er fornuftig genbrug og genanvendelse. Men vi kan ikke løse den her opgave alene. Vi arbejder derfor på et godt og aktivt samspil med vores borgere og virksomheder, fordi sammen med dem, så skal vi nok komme i mål. Skoletjenesten er en nyoprettet funktion med fokus på børn og unge, og derfor er det rigtig vigtigt for os allerede i en meget tidlig alder at gøre unge og børn ressourcebevidste og få gode affaldsvaner.
We utilize our waste as best as possible, and the waste triangle shows how. In general, we must produce as little waste as possible. A lot can be reused by others. Give it, for example, to second-hand shops. Items that cannot be reused can often be recycled. For example, paper waste becomes new paper. Waste that cannot be reused or recycled should be burned and utilized for electricity and heat production. The last small part of the waste cannot be utilized and is buried at the Kastrup landfill. At Nomi4s' 10 recycling facilities, waste is received from both private households and companies, and most types of waste can now be recycled when sorted. Concrete and brick are crushed and becomes recycled stable gravel. Wood is shredded and becomes chipboard. Also cardboard, paper, plaster, glass, iron and metal, plastic, tires and electronics can be recycled. At recycling facilities, there is also the opportunity to hand over items for direct recycling, where humanitarian organizations can sell it in second-hand shops. Finally, we receive different types of hazardous waste, and we ensure that it is subsequently treated environmentally correct. In the Nomi4s' operating area, we have established more than 300 environmental stations. Here, citizens can deliver glasses and bottles. The glass is crushed and melted and becomes new glass. 6 times a year, private households can get bulky waste and garden waste collected. The bulky waste is sorted out in the containers at the recycling facilities. Refuse collection, also called residual waste, are collected by the household and companies. The many tons of refuse collection are driven to incineration and converted into electricity and district heating. Many foods and other products are packaged in disposable packaging. Packaging waste, for example, glass, plastic, metal and cardboard, should, as far as possible, be recycled and not burned. It simply requires that we all sort out the packaging and do not put it in the refuse collection. We are constantly working to reduce the amount of refuse collection in favor of recycling and reuse. Every year, we empty about 2.1 million recycling paper and packaging containers. When Nomi4s receives packaging waste, it gets sorted. For the sorting, we use advanced sensors and robots. First, iron and metal are sorted out by using sieves, magnets and separators. Then the waste passes a sensor that recognizes 20 different types of plastic. The sensor provides notification to 6 robots which sort the plastics into types for recycling. The robot sorting plant is an experimental facility. The results are very promising, and there is great interest from all over the world to gain insight into the technology. Under 5% of our waste can't be reused, recycled, or burned. This part is deposited under environmentally safe conditions at the Kastrup landfill. It is both expensive and environmentally bad to deposit waste. Therefore, deposit waste should be reduced as much as possible. It is important to know how you sort your own waste best, and at the same time, understand why. Nomi4s values information and waste management high to raise awareness of the many resources found in the waste, and our information centres create learning experiences and disseminate knowledge about waste, environment, recycling, etc. to our many guests. Waste can also be used creatively, and there are many examples of great ingenuity. Used garbage cans and bed slats are transformed into table and chairs. Discarded tyres on rims become plant boxes, etc. In our green corner, you can see many creative examples of things that are made entirely of waste.
Det er et faktum, at verdens befolkning producerer mere og mere affald, og det giver et stadig større pres på klodens knappe ressourcer. FN forventer, at jordens befolkning vokser med en tredjedel de næste 35 år og når op på hele 9 milliarder. Vi ved også, at der ikke bliver flere ressourcer til rådighed. Derfor er det tvingende nødvendigt at fokusere på bæredygtighed, så færrest mulige ressourcer går til spilde, og samtidig at vi kan værne om natur og miljø. I Nomi4s er vi klar til at påtage os vores del af opgaven og ansvaret, og med fælles hjælp fra borgere og virksomheder er jeg sikker på, at det vil lykkes.